Hey friends, it's Melissa here with Team Snuggle Bugz, and today we are reviewing the Britax One4Life Slim all-in-one car seat. Now, an all-in-one car seat can take your child all the way from infant to booster seat. So it can be your one and done car seat, which is so great for so many families that want to just have one and done car seats, or you want to have a car seat for a secondary vehicle like another parent or a caregiver that can really grow with the child, and you don't need to be subbing in multiple car seats across multiple vehicles. So let's dive right in. So you might notice that in addition to my One4Life Slim here, I have a little friend, and that is the OG Britax One4Life all-in-one car seat. So as we dive into things today, I really want to kind of point out some of the key differences between these seats. So the weight limits on these seats are the exact same. Your One4Life Slim can accommodate a child from 5 to 50 pounds in rear facing mode. You heard me, 50 pounds. That is an extended rear facing option, which we love to see. When you're using in rear facing, you're also going to use with this anti-rebound panel, and those weight requirements and the rebound panel use in rear facing mode come with both the One4Life Slim and the OG One4Life seat. Now in forward facing mode, you're going to remove that anti-rebound panel and you'll use the seat up to 65 pounds or 49 inches tall. And then in booster mode, you're going to use the seat, which is when you have the harness tucked in behind, you're just using the vehicle seatbelt to secure your child. You're going to use the seat from 40 to 120 pounds or up to 63 inches tall. Now, both of these seats have the same weight limit requirements across rear facing, forward facing, and booster. So let's call out a couple of the key differences between these seats. The biggest one is size. So with your One4Life Slim, you are saving 2 inches across the width of the seat with a 17.5-inch space-saving design, whereas your OG One4Life seat is 19.5 inches wide. For context, so the Slim being 17.5 inches wide, the Britax Poplar, which is a convertible seat, is 17 inches across. So just to give you some context, this is an all-in-one that's an additional 0.5 inches, but you are saving 2 inches from the original One4Life. Now repeat all that back to me. It's a quiz. So in addition to saving 2 inches, you're also saving 2 pounds with the One4Life Slim. And as you can see, just aesthetically, you have a slightly different profile. The One4Life is slightly wider. Your cup holders are extended a little bit further out, and they're kind of embedded into the armrest, whereas on the One4Life Slim, you've got a bit of an armrest and then separate cup holders. So those are some of your key differences. Now, I'm gonna push this One4Life OG seat out of here because we've got another review on that on our YouTube channel if you wanna look into that version. Let's focus on the One4Life Slim. Okay, so now that we've got our One4Life Slim set up, I'm gonna go through some of the other specs on this seat. So I already mentioned that it comes with 2 infant inserts. Now, when you extend the height of your harness, there's a little button in here, you can actually see that you can achieve 15 different harness height positions, no rethread, which is a pretty incredible feature. Look at how high that goes when your child does get into that booster seating mode. Love to see the amount of space that you have in that seat. Now, when using the seat with your infant, you do have 3 stages of removable infant inserts that you will want to take out as your child grows. So I'll show you what each of them are. I'm just loosening my harness here, unbuckling so I can get these pieces out. This is a 5-point harness, your standard harness. So you've got your kind of seat bolster here. You've got this stage of infant insert, and then you've also got this other piece at the back, which you can adjust according to your child's needs. In addition to your infant inserts and your 15 different harness height positions, you also have 9 different recline positions on this seat. So to adjust the recline, you're just gonna push this button on the side of the seat, and you've got all of these different recline adjustments for your child. So When you have your child in rear facing mode, and if you're using for an infant, that's when you'd be kind of in your most reclined position. But there's actually an indicator on the side which shows you where you should be based on whether or not you're rear facing, forward facing, or in booster mode, and based on the weight of your child. So lots of different indicators to help get you that proper positioning of your seat. Now let's take a minute to talk about Britax safety features, because Britax seats are loaded with enhanced safety features that I really feel are a huge added value. Now, first of all, you've got your V-shaped tether, which is in the back. So you're going to use your tether for a forward-facing install, whether or not that's in booster mode or your standard forward-facing. Your V-shaped tether helps to really absorb the impact and prevent movement of your seat in the event of a collision. Britax also has this patented stitching in their tether, which has a slow release function so that if you are in a collision, the stitching helps to really absorb a lot of that impact, and it kind of comes apart slowly to kind of contain a lot of that energy. In addition to your V-shaped tether, you have a high performance steel frame in the seat that really helps to protect your child's core. You've got 2 layers of side impact protection. You have your anti-rebound panel, which you would use in rear facing mode, which we've already called out. So just a lot of really great safety features to protect your little one in the event of a collision. Now, one of my favorite Britax safety features is actually how easy they make it to install the seat itself. So Britax seats have this thing called ClickTight installation technology, and it makes installing your seats so easy. And I can attest to this because we actually have, I've got 2 boys at home. We've got 2 Britax seats in my car. It is actually, the ClickTight installation technology has actually saved my husband and I from needing to buy secondary car seats, because we can swap car seats between vehicles within 30 seconds. It's so fast and easy to do, and really foolproof, so that you can be ensured that you're getting a safe installation. So big fan of the ClickTight installation technology. Let me show you quick how it works. So you're just going to lift up the base of the seat, and you've got this ClickTight panel that you just pinch to open. And then here you've got your rear facing belt path and your forward facing belt path. You're just going to weave your vehicle seat, lap and shoulder belt through the belt path, plug it in, or using the UAS connectors and the lower anchors of your vehicle, you can do that as well. And then you close the ClickTight door and you've got a secure installation. It's that simple. We'll show you more specifically right now. Okay, so baby's coming home from the hospital and you're using the Britax One4Life Slim. Let's get it set up. So first, we've added in our anti-rebound panel to use in rear facing mode. We've got our harness lowered to the most lowered position for baby, and we've got our infant inserts in the seat. The nice thing about the infant inserts is that they do tell you at what stage to remove from the vehicle seat, which makes your life a lot easier. Now, the last thing we need to do is get into a proper recline position for a newborn. So I'm just going to adjust it like so. And you probably want to be in the most reclined position, but I'm going to put it in a 2 or 3 just to make our lives a little bit easier. Okay, now let's do our rear facing install. So I mentioned that we will want to open up the ClickTight door. So when you're opening up the ClickTight door, you're just going to release it from the bottom of the seat here. And then this is the panel that we're just going to pinch together to open. And you can see here that this blue path is our rear facing belt path. If you get in really deep back here, you can also see that this is where our UAS latches are stored if you want to do a latch install. So pulling out our lap and shoulder belt on our seat belt, you just want to make sure that you kind of have the seat and the anti-rebound bar like comfortably snug against the back of your vehicle seat. Then you will just want to remove any excess slack. You don't need to go crazy with it, just kind of make it nice and clean. And then you're going to slam this door down. and you'll want to hear that click. And another visual cue that I personally find helpful when you're getting that proper closure of the door is that these pieces of the pinch panel pop fully out. If the panel is not closed properly, those pieces won't pop back into place. Then you are going to just adjust your seat fabric back on the bottom of the seat. And you have a nice rear-facing install ready to go. You can see here, you don't want your seat to move more than 1 inch side to side or back and front. And in this case, we're not moving at all. I'm just moving the entirety of the vehicle seat. So that's the nice thing about the ClickTight technology, is that it does lock off your vehicle seatbelt for you. You don't need to do, some seats you need to also pull out your vehicle seatbelt to lock it. But in this case, it is locked and ready to go for your little baby. So in ideal state, you are maxing out your rear facing weight or height requirement before you're transitioning to forward facing. Now, just to give you some context on what that 50 pounds looks like, my 5-year-old son, who's a bit above average height, I would say, is only 40 pounds. So you definitely have the opportunity to really leverage this seat in rear facing mode for a lot longer. And when your child's in rear facing mode, it's just much safer for them in the vehicle, because that's where you have the entirety of that steel core frame protecting your child in the event of a collision. Now, when you are ready to transition to forward facing, I mentioned you can forward face to 65 pounds or 49 inches. Here's some adjustments that you'll want to make to your seat. Okay, so first you will want to, once you've uninstalled your seat and you have your ClickTight panel open, you'll want to click these buttons in the side of your base to remove that anti-rebound panel, because you don't use this in forward-facing mode. It just wiggles right out. At my house, we have a tote for all of the extra pieces of baby equipment, and I have to say it's a great life hack. So get yourself a tote, just label it baby crap, extra baby stuff, and you'll be good to go. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, you would have done this naturally by this point anyways, but if you haven't already, or if you're changing between kids, you'll want to remove these infant inserts. So we're going to remove this bottom seat bolster and the back portion. Then you'll also want to adjust the harness height. You can do this while your child is in the vehicle as well. When you're in forward facing mode, you want the straps of your harness to be at or just above your little one's shoulders. In rear facing mode, you want the strap to be at or just below the shoulder. So in this case, we'll say our baby's grown a little bit, and then we're going to now adjust the recline of the seat for a more comfortable forward facing position. Last but not least, you'll want to release this V-shaped tether from the back of the seat. I have done it a few times where I forgot to release the tether, did a full seat install, and then realized, the tether is still attached. So make sure you release it first, because once the seat's installed, you can't fit back there. I like that they have this little clip to kind of keep it out of the way when not in use. Alrighty, so we'll flip this into the seat. And over the back. And we'll finish up that tether install just at the end. So now we're ready for our forward facing install. Let's open up our ClickTight panels again. And then this time we're going to use that forward facing install. So again, vehicle lap and shoulder belt put together through the back of the seat, out the other side, and clicked together. Now, I mentioned that you can do a installation using the UAS latches, lower anchors of your vehicle. The latches are included in the base of the seat. If you're doing an installation with that method, there are different weight limits when using the lower anchors in rear and forward facing mode. So just make sure that you're referring to your vehicle and your car seat manual to get those requirements. So we've got our seat plugged in. We've got our lap and shoulder belts. We've got no twists and turns. Now we are going to slam our ClickTight door closed. There we go. Pop our seat cover back into position. The really nice thing about Britax seats fabrics is that they're actually machine washable. And as someone who's gone through this a few times, you can just pop all of this fabric off the frame, throw it in the washer and the dryer so that the next morning you're not dealing with yesterday's accident on your hands. Okay, now we're going to just connect the V-shaped tether to the lower anchor of your vehicle. I'm gonna do a little fake it till I make it here because we have a very, very, very low anchor. Oh, no, I can fit. There we go. Then you'll tighten it up. And you are ready to go with your forward-facing install. We'll do our wiggle test again. No more than 1 inch of movement side to side. We've got our seat ready for our little one to hit the road. Okay, so your not so little one is ready to move from a forward-facing harnessed mode into booster mode with their seat. So when you're making that transition with the seat, there's a few things that you're going to want to do. First of all, you can, and you'll want to leave your top tether attached to the back of your vehicle seat. I've already gone ahead and uninstalled the seat and releasing the vehicle seatbelt because now in booster mode, your child will actually be using the vehicle seatbelt to secure themselves in the vehicle. That means we need to secure the car seat to the vehicle as well. So now you're actually going to use your lower anchors and the UAS latches to ensure that you're getting that seat secured to the vehicle. And last but not least, we are also going to remove our harness, hide it in behind the seat so that your child can, again, use the vehicle seatbelt. So let's go ahead and go through those adjustments. So we've already got our top tether attached, which we showed earlier. Now I'm just going to loosen our harness a bit, open it up so that we can access all of the pieces that we need. Opening up our ClickTight door. Now we're going to release our lower anchors from the side of the seat. Just connected and tucked up in here. And you'll want to extend this. And this will actually be fed through your forward-facing belt path to get that install. So feed one side through. Then we'll feed the other side through, making sure we don't have any twists and turns. One of the really nice things about a slimmer designed seat when used in booster mode is that it's a bit easier for your child to, it can be a bit easier for them to access the actual seat belt to be able to buckle themselves in. So because some seats and some boosters can be quite wide and they almost kind of go up against the side of the seatbelt latch. So this is always something nice to look for when picking out a booster seat. Right now I'm on position 8. But when you are using the seat in booster mode, you are going to make sure that your recline position is in position B, which is exclusively reserved for booster mode. Now we'll go back, tighten up our latch. We're good on install there. Now, before I close the ClickTight door, we do still need to release this harness and the crotch buckle. So underneath our ClickTight door, this is where we get access to our crotch buckle. You're going to feed it through the bottom here of the seat. Then once it's released, you're actually just going to lay it across the bottom of the seat like this. Then we'll close our door, making sure that there's no interference. So if there is a bit of interference, that just means you need to move it back a little bit. There we go. Now we'll do the same thing for our upper harness restraints. So we're gonna un-Velcro the back of the seat to pull our harness in behind here. Same thing on this side. We'll pull our straps up. Now we'll wanna pull the back of the seat fabric back Okay, so now we're gonna clip our harness together. We're gonna take our buckle pads and put them in a lower position. Then we're gonna give ourselves just enough slack that we're gonna take our harness buckles. We are going to pull them in behind this kind of compartment in the seat. And that will get that buckle out of the way so that it's not providing any discomfort for your little one. There we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. So now we are set up in booster mode. We've got our seat ready to go for our little one. You can see we've removed the crotch buckle. Actually, the last step that we can do is actually just pop this piece over and off to the side so that you're not having any extra danglies. Close your ClickTight panel and your seat is ready to go in booster mode. Now, when you are using the seat in booster mode and you've got your vehicle seatbelt ready for your little one, you are just going to want to feed the shoulder belt through this belt path guide up here. You can see it in red. That will help to ensure that you're getting that proper positioning of the vehicle seatbelt over your child's shoulder. And then the lap belt is, of course, going to go across their lap. Popping into place. Removing our twists and turns. And there you have your booster install of the Britax One4Life Slim. If you're debating if an all-in-one seat is right for your family, just try to think about what your use cases are for it. So one of the biggest things is that an all-in-one seat typically or always cannot be used on a stroller as a travel system. It's also something that's going to be, relatively permanently installed in your vehicle versus an infant seat, which can go in and out. If you're debating, if you're at the stage where you're looking at a convertible car seat and you're debating, do I get a convertible or do I just go right to an all-in-one so that I don't need to get a booster down the line? Great question. It's really an individual decision at the end of the day. Now, some other videos that I'd love to point you to are our Britax Poplar convertible car seats product review, our Britax One4Life product review. That's another all-in-one seat that we chatted about earlier, just so that you can kind of see the differences between them. Beyond that, we have best all-in-one car seats videos, best convertible car seats. We've got all the tools to try to make your life easier. We love car seat education, okay? Because here at Snuggle, our goal is to instill confidence in families navigating the early stages of parenthood. And a big way we do that is through stroller and car seat education. So thank you so much for joining me today. We hope that you are all just as excited about this brand new all-in-one slim seat as we are. Sound off in the comments to let us know what you think.